Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Ian. Today we're at another CL. We're at Lowhall Farm in Kirkby and Furness. We've been here a couple of days and it's a great little site. You can probably hear the birds twittering away. It is a working farm, so you can expect all kinds of different farm noises, from sheep to cows, etc. But it's a lovely place to be. And you can see Matilda here behind me. Linda's just in there at the moment, and I'm going to get out and explore a little, and I'll show you around. Well, the morning's a bit on the foggy side, sadly. We've had a couple of mornings like this, but we're told it's going to get out a little later, so that'll be wonderful. I'm just towards where you turn in to Lowhall Farm, and you can see there's a cattle grid here. In the distance there you can see the Irish Sea and the Duddon estuary, and I don't know whether you'll be able to spot over the back there, that's Millham Church steeple, and the village nestled down there, which I'll be walking to a little bit later. I'll be taking some pictures. Sadly, you've got both the close village there and Kirkby and Furness, which is a little further over there. There's no shops in either of those now. Sadly, nobody wanted to take them on, so the nearest shops are in Askham in Furness, which is a little further back. So you'll need to drive there unless you're feeling particularly fit. As I said, this is a working farm, so you will see sheep, and at this time of year you will see lambs, and you'll also see cows and calves, and you can see some of them up the top there. It's truly lovely, really nice place to be, but if you don't like the sounds of sheep or calves or cows, possibly not the right place to come for you. They haven't disturbed us at all, and you will get the sights and smells of the farm here, but that all adds to its charm as far as I'm concerned. The internet here is very good on EE. I'm constantly getting about 25 to 28 down and about 35, 36 up on EE. 3 is not as good, it's about 7 each way. And it's been constant, it's been very good indeed. So I've no complaints there. There's barn swallows up here, you can hear that one. There it is. There's quite a few birds around. A lot of goldfinches. Yes, yes. I'm just being told off. Don't get too near my lambs. It's a smashing place. And a place we will definitely revisit. It's very quiet at night. We haven't had a totally clear night yet, sadly. I'm hoping that we'll get that before we leave, but we'll see. You do get a little bit of noise from the road, but it's transient, it's not a problem. And it's just a joy to be in the countryside. Obviously, the countryside can be pretty rugged round here. We're quite high up, and if it was blowing a gale, I think you'd know about it. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy the walk down into the village later. I'm sure that'll be very nice indeed. And I'll see what I can find to put in the montage. You can just see the houses of Kirkby and Furness over there. Again, perfectly walkable. There are some footpaths, so I need to find those and have a good look at where I'm going to go. And you can see the CL on the right here. Now it's actually two parks, if you like. There's a private one, and then there's the actual CL. If you're a member of the Caravan and Motorhome Club, then you can park on either side. It doesn't matter. We found a nice little corner and got ourselves reasonably level. Do need some slightly bigger ramps. We decided to park facing that view rather than looking into the hillside behind us. And of course, with the way Matilda slopes from the back to the front, that meant it was a little more tricky. But I've got it mostly level. We don't have the biggest ramps in the world. So you can see here the facilities block, which I'll show you in a minute. And there's Matilda in the back there. And one or two other vehicles. Definitely enjoying going to the smaller sites. Tracy, who runs the site, is absolutely lovely and very trusting. And there are, very few rules. Don't park on the grass, for example, which is a perfectly sensible rule. They do keep the grass very nicely cut here, and yeah, it's just a smashing place. Now, I mentioned about being in the country, and there is a simple rule about gates in the country, and it's basically leave it as you find it. So this gate is what you come through, and it's shut for a good reason, because there are sheep in the field, and you don't want the sheep coming through here and eating all the really fresh grass on the site. It's not good for them, and the last thing you want is there's lots of sheep in amongst the caravans. So if the gate's shut when you approach, shut the gate behind you. If it's open, leave it open. Simple rules. And this is where you turn in. And this is the first half of the site. There's just one space here left. You can see it's immaculately kept. There's plenty of water. There's 10 amp electric, and that's included. At time of filming, it's £20 a night. And I'm filming this in May. And there's the water, and there's generally a water point for every other pitch. So 2 pitches share a water point. It's a smashing place. And this is the second half, which is where we decided to go, right in that corner over there. And this is the facilities block. I won't show you in there just now, people are getting up and starting to use it. That's the chemical waste point, and a water point there as well. And then round the back there's the recycling point. So lots of bins to put your recycling in, and it's smashing. I'll put some images in of inside the facilities block, but basically there's a single toilet in the middle, and then at each end there's a shower room which includes a toilet and a basin, and the one nearest to us, just behind that trellis there, has disabled facilities as well, and you can see there's a ramp. You do have the door threshold to get over, but there is a seat in the disabled, and plenty of handles. So that's great. So there we are. There's a quick rundown of the site, and time for a cup of tea, I think. The footpath is a little up from the CL. You can just see a caravan down there. That's where the CL is, and this is up into the farm. And you go through this gate here, the red gate. There's the village down there, and beyond you can see the Irish Sea and the start of the Duddon estuary. We've had a couple of days of quite bad fog. It's been warm enough, but just been foggy. Not been great, but it's been fine, no problem. So we'll see what this path is like. Certainly the start of it looks a little bit hilly, and we basically follow these tracks down to the bottom. Try not to disturb too many of the denizens of the farm. The lambs are getting quite grown up now. It'll only have been a matter of weeks since they were lambing here. And we're going down there, where you can see that bridge, that little bridge. I would normally walk along the tractor track, but it's a little bit broken up, and a little bit risky on the ankles down there, so I'm just walking a little bit above it. Get back on it down here. once this ewe has moved her limbs, which will happen any time now. There we go. It's turning out to be a really lovely morning. The sun isn't up yet fully. It's trying its best. And I think we're going to have a really very pleasant day indeed. Now this little bridge goes over Soutergate Beck, which we'll be following for pretty much the rest of the footpath. And there's still plenty of water coming down, as you can no doubt hear and see. A little ford here. And here's our footpath, which goes both ways. I'll explore up that way another time. Let's go this way. Been metalled at some point, in some way or other. Can't tell whether it's just compressed or whether there's actually tarmac down here, but it's good and solid underfoot, that's for sure. Got quite a rich amount of bird life around here, as you've heard. The usual goldfinches, blackbird, greenfinches, pheasant, all sorts of things. And one we've picked up a few times, we've heard but not seen, is a common linnet, which I haven't heard before personally. Using an app called Merlin, if you haven't come across that. Fascinating to let that run and see what it hears. Also saw a buzzard yesterday when the mists lifted. So there's some really good bird life, the usual chiff-chaffs and so on. There's something lovely about walking a path next to water, running water. And here we've got another little ford, which will allow the farmer access to this section. And through to the other fields this side. And the trees alongside the main road, and that's the road up to Kirkby and Furness and beyond, and obviously somewhat planned, judging by the colours of the trees. Looks like horse chestnut and beech, maybe copper beech. If you know any different, let me know. Just a really sensible sign there on the gate. A nice little seat there. I'll look at the view. And a kissing gate. It's just a shame I have no one from whom to steal a kiss. But never mind. So here's the road. And across to continue. So I'm here in Soutergate village, hamlet. I will take some photographs while I'm here and put them in the montage later. Apparently the lady who lives in the cream coloured cottage behind there is quite a historian of the village, but sadly she's not available, so I can't talk to her at the moment. But there was a really nice gentleman I met on a bike, and hello to him if you're watching. Thanks very much indeed for the chat. It was lovely to meet you. And he told me quite a bit about the history of the village. It's a lovely little spot, and this used to be the main road through. Now is just used for the villagers as the main road bypasses, which is great. So yeah, okay, there's some traffic from the main road, but it's a lovely, lovely place. I'm going to have a wander and take some pictures. Well, here we are on our final morning. We're just preparing to wrap up and head off home. We've had a wonderful time here. I had another walk down to the village yesterday and met up with another villager, and he has done an absolutely superb drone tour of the area. And I will put a link to that in the description below. It's absolutely terrific and just shows what a beautiful area this is. On top of that, we had an absolutely wonderful display last night of the Northern Lights. It's the first time we've seen them, and I will put the images of that in the montage at the end. Thanks to all the new subscribers, and if you're not subscribed, why not? It's free and it helps the channel. We'd love to see you. Click the like button if you've enjoyed the video, and do leave me a comment. It's always nice to see your comments. So until the next time, thanks very much for watching. Cheerio.